Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. It is the Jalissa Joy, and happy Halloween. So, people, I want to talk to you about what's really scary. Not Halloween, but what's going on in our world right now. First of all, y'all need to go vote. That's the first thing. Second, if you do want to watch something that's like, ooh, Halloween, ooh, that's cute, ooh, it's giving me a little scary, ooh, it's pro-black, watch Bad Hair on Hulu. I'm not going to spoil it. Just go watch it. I love how artists are taking our African history and transforming that thing. That's all I'm going to say. I recently decided to educate myself because right now it's really scary. I don't need to go do Halloween. I don't need to stand in no lines trying to find no costume. I don't need to do none of that because, you're dealing with these crazy people and people don't want to social distance and the fear of getting corona. I don't want to deal with none of that. So I'm going to be home. Okay? I'm going to be home on Halloween because it's scary enough outside. Corona's scary enough outside. The administration is scary enough outside. Trump is scary enough on his own. All his foolishness, all day foolishness right now. And we got to vote as Americans. If I'm going to stand in line, I got to stand in line and vote. Also, I already voted. I voted absentee ballot. So I didn't have to stand in that line. But there was a line and people, you should do it. Like, I'll even go stand in a line. If you know me personally or whatever, message me, talk to your friends, see who's voted, see who hasn't voted, because we got to make a change. The idea of this election came up. I was quite disillusioned and I didn't really want to vote because I was feeling like my voice doesn't matter. Like, what difference does it make? But what gave me the strength to do it is the fact that too many people died for this, literally died and are dying and are going through so much for me to be able to vote. So I should honor that, and I should honor that. That's the least I can do. The least I can do. So what I did is I watched a couple of documentaries, which all of this stuff with the documentary, like the name of the documentaries, where you can find them, and even Bad Hair, I'm going to list below in the comments, in the description, so you guys can go watch them for yourself because it's very informative. So I wanted to just better inform myself and be a better informed American and voter. One documentary that I have is called Hillary's America, and that is Republican base. And the reason why I watched it, I am a Democrat. The reason why I watched it is because I strongly believe in watching other parties' views just to inform yourself, because it's really important to see how other people think, just to be a well-rounded person. Now, I didn't watch all of it because it was messing with my nerves. My nerves got bad and I had to turn it off. But I did watch it enough to get a sense of the Republican mind, at least from this filmmaker's perspective. He is an author, a best-selling author, but just because somebody buys your books don't mean that you know what you're talking about. So, I'm sorry, that was not nice, but that's how I feel still about it. But yeah, so this man in Hillary's America, he talks about like Hillary's America, and he gives like some historical context as well. He explains, one of the things that really jumped out to me is how he felt like, or feels like, Democrats are trying to take over and control America. Like, they all want us to be under control, and that they're a gang, and that politics are just gangs, like street gangs, which I do agree with. I 100% agree with him on that, because they do operate like gangs. I'm with you there. I 100% agree with you on that. I don't have no qualms about that. So I'm going to come back to this idea about Democrats taking over the world. Safeguard, All In, and After Selma are the other three documentaries that I watched. After Selma is exactly what it sounds like. It tells the story of what happens in Selma after they walk, after the riots, after, the police beat those, black people fighting, for our rights. And so America had to face itself. People could see it and they're like, oh my God, like, you're doing this to people. I don't know. I guess white people have been living in darkness about race, and are still, some of them still lived in darkness, that people, Americans, Black Americans, ethnic Americans, are being attacked like all the time. That's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into that. So Safeguard is a documentary about the Electoral College. It's bipartisan, meaning it's for everyone. They're not trying to, it's not about the Republicans, here's what they have to say about the Electoral College, or the Democrats, blah, 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 blah. No, it's for everybody. So what was really good about that is it informed me of the Electoral College. I've always known what the Electoral College is, but it was nice to get like some historical context. But my stance has been, after what happened with Gore and President Bush, Gore won the popular vote and they elected President Bush, the Electoral College. And with Hillary, it irritates me when people say that we, like Americans, elected elected Donald Trump into office. That is not true. It is completely false. Go look up the information. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. It was the Electoral College that voted in Donald Trump. I just wanted to get more educated on this Electoral College because I was like, it's trash. Y'all need to do something about it. Now, after I watch it, I'm not going to go in depth. I still feel like I'm still for getting rid of the Electoral College if you all cannot figure out either a way to make it work how it's supposed to work and protect it, or to elect proper officials that do not create laws and loopholes so that we don't get to actually enjoy these rules and the fail-safes that the makers of the Constitution put into place for us. All in. It's about, in 2018, Stacey Abrams was running to be the first Black female governor of Georgia, and everything that happened with that. More on voter suppression, more on gerrymandering, on historical. There's this gentleman named Macro Snipes. That's a true horror story. He's a veteran. This is years ago. Like when black people was allowed to vote. This is way back when, okay, a couple of years ago. Not too far, because I don't want people to think. Part of me, I think the reason why we have issues that we have currently in today's society is because people think that slavery was so long ago. It wasn't that long ago. There are people that used to be slaves, indentured servants, that are still alive today. It wasn't that long ago. So with having the right to vote, after they passed that law, he was a veteran. Mind you, he'd gone and fought for America, and he was going to cast his ballot. Now, this is an extreme of voter suppression, what they would do during his time, which is, KKK, everybody, like, if you're going to go vote, like, you're going to be killed, you're going to be lynched. He was like, nah, like, I done fought a whole war. I ain't scared of you, whatever. I'm gonna go cast my vote. And so he did. Everything was fine for a few days. Then one day, a few days later, somebody knocked on his door, and it was a firing squad, and they shot him to death multiple times. Multiple people shot this one black man to death for voting. So what that sets into place is this system of fear. Like, voter suppression is very real, people. It's not in our heads. Like, this is a very real fight. All these forces that were coming against her, and laws, she lost. But again, she didn't actually lose. She lost because of the system. And when people say the system, they think of it as a blanket statement, but I've learned, like, no, it's real. Like, the systems and laws in place have stopped people from being able to vote. So now we're going to jump back to when I talked about Hillary's America and how he was saying that, Democrats want to take over the world. What it is, after watching All In and being a well-informed individual person with my own free thought, this is Jalissa's stance, there are more Democrats than there are other groups. And Republicans know that. And when the Constitution was made, and All In really pointed this out for me, when the Constitution was made, they talk about we the people. People during this time were not ethnic, so bi. They were not women, so bi. They were not young, so bi. They were not, young, poor people. So all you're left with is older, wealthy white men. That's it. Those are the people that they were talking about when, and the systems that they set in place to help these people push their agenda. And that's why we're in such a great time of change in our world, because people are they're tearing that down. We're getting rid of that. We're starting anew. We're really figuring it out. So with Democrats basically being the majority, Republicans have, I guess, decided, you know, instead of working to be better, instead of working to refine and try to win over Democrats and turn them to Republicans, instead of trying to do what winners do, they do what losers do, and instead they cheat. You know, losers cheat and they never actually win. It just takes them a longer time to fall down if they haven't fell yet. So it seems like as a whole, and I don't mean like if you're a Republican, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I don't think that you are a loser. I'm just talking about the parties as separate entities, not the individual. I don't think people are losers. But yes, so what they've done politically and systemically is to try to stop people from being able to cast their votes, because if all of the young women, ethnic, poor, it don't matter. You still got to vote. But if they can stop you by not putting enough polls in your area, by not putting proper, you know, places to go vote like hundreds of miles away, they know you're poor. How are you going to be able to get there? How are you going to be able to cast your vote? I could go on and on, but I'm not, because it is Halloween. And I did just want to make this just to inform you guys. So please, 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 please go vote. Everybody go vote. Who you with? Okay, that's my thing. Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Okay? Cast your ballot for whoever it is that you with, so we can move forward as a people, because people is scary. It's scary out here. That's what's really scary. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. I do want to hear what you have to say. Share this with other people so we can all talk about it. If you want somebody to go stand in line with you, let me know. Have a beautiful day, people. Jalissa Joy out. Go vote.